What's up, everyone? Tyler Herder here. Today, I'm going to be showing you guys a little behind the scenes look at my first product I ever launched on Amazon. Give you guys some details, kind of what went right with it, what went wrong, how it started out. Like, I thought it was going to be one of the best products ever, and how it kind of dwindled out over time, what mistakes I made, and just things like that. Give you guys a little look at just like a little behind the scenes, and I'm going to show you guys actually the product that I launched, so you guys can like really get an idea of what I'm talking about when I say what mistakes I made and things like that. um, I'm not selling this product anymore. I sold it for about 5 months, and yeah, let's just dive into it, and I'll show you guys what happened. And this was the most exciting thing when I first launched this product, by the way, so I'm excited to share with you guys kind of this journey. And yeah, let's get into it. So what I have here, right here, if you guys can obviously see it, is just a screenshot of my sales report for how long it took me to sell out of all my units. So I sold this product for about 5 months, and it went really well, especially at the beginning. And I can't say it was a failed product. I did profit, not as much as I intended or thought I was going to, but um, I would not say it was a failure because I learned so much from it. But so I'm just going to explain to you guys this graph if you haven't started selling, kind of what it is. This is inside of Amazon Seller Central, and you can download these and kind of see your sales report over a period of time, based off your product or whatever you want to do. You can base it off all your products. This was one specific product, but up here in the top left corner, you can see the date range. I launched my first product at the beginning of March and sold it until August. So I sold it for about just a little over 5 months. You can see here I sold totally. This wasn't my initial order, but total units that I sold was about 2,000, and I did $40,000 in revenue over the 5 month period, and the average selling price was around $20. And which is crazy because that before, when I first launched, that price was above $20, and then at the very end, it was below $20, so it kind of averaged out. But you can kind of get an idea of what happened with my whole product just off that. But just to explain to you guys kind of this period of time right here, so March until April 16th is about how long it took me to sell my first 500 units, and that was my first initial order. So I ordered 500 units. Everyone's going to ask me, how much did you spend? What was your initial cost to get into Amazon? Everything involved, right? Because that's the main question. I know everyone wants a little investment and make a lot of money type thing. And so for this first 500 units that I ordered, total for everything, like I'm talking shipping the product, like the cost of the product, shipping the product, samples, pictures, my Amazon seller, like the $40 a month, everything included, like just every cost involved. My product came out to $8 a unit. So that was like my total cost. And I do that because those are little costs that a lot of people don't think about. And when you're spending like 400, 500 bucks on pictures and just little things, you have to include that in your cost because that's what you're spending, right? And I think a lot of people get that wrong in a way. For some reason, they're like, oh, I can source this product for $4, and it's like, oh, but I still have to pay for shipping and my pictures, and there's a lot more like little costs involved. But so my total initial cost was $4,000, 500 units, $8 a unit, everything included. That's in Amazon. Pictures done, my whole listing optimized, everything included. So $8 a unit, 4 grand for 500 units. And just over this period of time, that's how long it kind of took me. And this is when I reordered, and you can see, but I'll get into that in a second. Just to explain this graph, kind of, if you haven't seen this in Seller Central and you haven't started selling, this is how many units, kind of shows you over a period of time. So this shows how many units I sold, and it's not day by day. This is just because it's stretched over 5 months, but you can kind of get an idea. So let's just get into it. So the first day when I started selling, I sold 7 units, and that was like insanely exciting for me. All I did was PPC. I didn't do a launch service for this product at all. I didn't do giveaways for this product. All I did was I reached out to some family friends of mine, just telling them that I was selling this product on Amazon. If you're interested, I sent them a link, go ahead and buy it type of thing, right? And nothing wrong with that. I wasn't even asking for reviews. I was just like, if you guys want to help me out, do it up. So my first day I sold 7 units and I was super excited. 4 of those were actually like legit sales. Only three of the sales were from people that I knew. And then you can kind of see like the second day I remember I had 12 sales, and the day after that I had like 18 sales, and the day after that I had 23 sales. So the fourth day of my launch, I had 0 reviews, did no giveaways or anything. All of this was just from straight up PPC. And what was super cool, and you guys were probably like, oh, well, how much were you spending on PPC? Is like, I was definitely spending, like, I was breaking even on my PPC compared to what I was making per unit. So, but also, some crazy stuff is like by the third day, I did 20, or the fourth day, I think it was 23 sales, or 22 or 23 sales. And then the day after that, I did 20 sales. And if you kind of just do the math on my stock, I only ordered 500 units, which I thought was a lot, I'm not going to lie. And it was $4,000. If I continued at that rate of selling about 20 a day, I would be out of stock in just like under a month. So like 20 something days, I'd be out of stock. And I was like, the one thing I heard from so many people was just like, do not run out of stock. You'll lose all your momentum. Just don't run out of stock. It's the worst thing you can do, blah, 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 blah. So that kind of came at a time where I was like, do I reorder like 4 days into my launch and just risk even more money, right? Because it's still a risk. I wasn't positive if it was going to go as planned, but in my head, I was like, I have no reviews. All I'm doing is PPC. I wasn't even ranked on the first page yet. If I'm doing 20 sales right now, imagine what I can be doing with reviews, ranked on the first page, and just killing it, right? So day 4 is when I reordered my 1,500 units. I didn't just double down. I like tripled down on it. I was confident in it. I did my research. It took me so long to find this product, and I knew it was going to work out good. I was making around like $8-9 a sale. I was like, this is awesome. Like 20 sales, I made $180. Not necessarily profit, just because I was advertising as well, but I was seeing like the potential this product had for me, right? So I reordered 1,500 units, and yeah, it was crazy. It was very stressful, but I'll give you guys a little more. So if you just look over here, so I'll just break down this. This is my first 500 units. It just took me over a month and a half pretty much to sell. But you can see from about here, I was running advertisements still and pushing PPC just because I wanted to just make sure that I really wanted to make sure that this was going to continue at the same pace. And then as you can see from here, around March, halfway through March is when I stopped advertising. You can kind of see the dip in sales, and I started raising my price because I didn't want to sell out of units. Go out of stock, I mean. And I did. I slowed sales a decent amount. My initial price was like $23.95, which was really good. I was making, like I said, $8 to $9 a sale pretty much. And then at like around this area, I was selling at like $26.95, even hopped up to like $29.95, and I was still getting sales. And like a few a day. It wasn't like I was getting like 10 or anything. As you can see from here, it kind of slowed down. And April 16th, I remember I got back in stock, and that's when you can see my sales started boosting up more and more and more. And that's when my 1,500 units got back in stock. And then just over the next 4 months for that's how long it took me to sell those 1,500 units. And I just want to tell you guys, like, just from these numbers, it might look really good. And I know I was saying I was making like $8-9 a sale, and that's like a 40% margin on it. But I did make money on this product, so I wouldn't say it's a fail at all. And I learned so much. But just from these numbers, it wasn't as good as it may look. So I didn't profit like 40% on this number right here. I realistically like potentially could have made like 16 grand, which would have been like insanely awesome for me, and that's what I was hoping for. But with PPC, with me having to relaunch during this time, it ended up being a lot more expensive than I planned, and also just competition came in, and that's kind of what I want to get into of why this product that went super well at first didn't end up being as good in the long run. Um, just so during this time, I was selling my product for $23.95, and like I said, I was making around $9 a sale. But once I got over here into this range, like May, June, July, realistically, right here, I was dropping my price all the way down to about $18.95. And that was a huge difference. What was good is when I reordered the 1,500 units, I did partially sea shipping, and I also ordered a lot more, so my cost went down, but my profit margin was starting to like diminish and diminish and diminish. And that was due to competition coming in, and a lot of competition coming in, and it just became a price war. And that's kind of what I want to talk about in this video of what I learned from this. And yeah, pretty much it was pretty crazy. But I'm gonna show you guys my exact product I launched and kind of what went down with all of that. And that will just be in the next episode, actually. So I'll see you guys then. Continue to watch. I have a lot more in store. I'm going to show you the exact product, kind of where I went wrong from not differentiating it enough, how I bundled this product together, and then I'm also going to show you guys kind of some Excel sheets, my PPC like the back end PPC stuff, what I learned from that, and just everything to deal with this first product, because I'm not selling anymore, so I can show you guys what I did. Thanks for watching, guys, and I'll see you in the next episode.